Hello, fellow Factorians. Welcome back to my Pyanodons challenge run. During the last episode, I set up two things. First, and most importantly, I set up the improved iron processing. The improved iron processing lets me turn iron ore into iron plates more efficiently, but even more important, I can go ahead and get some stone byproduct out of it. The stone byproduct is super useful because I no longer have to use this very expensive carbolic oil recipe over here on the left, which takes a whole heap of steam and creates some byproducts that I don't want to necessarily deal with to make a trickle of stone or go out and mine it in the world. Instead, I can get it here. And in fact, I have managed to get quite a bit of it here. Enough that I've clogged up my system. The second thing I did was to set up aluminum processing, which is helping me void coal gas, so that ideally I do not have to run, although it is still running, this high-pressure furnace recipe that voids coal gas. I guess I'm not mining quite enough aluminum at the moment to be able to do that. Guess I will build at least one more fluid mining drill to help me deal with that issue. I have enough furnaces. It's just not enough fluid mining. Anyway, once I sort that out and once I get a little bit more research done, I'm going to be building my mall. But first, let me clear up a couple of issues that I see in my base. For instance, I also really need to collect some stone here so I can be able to make furnaces when I need to. And in fact, let me shut off these inserters unless I've got enough stone. So I think maybe like 750. I don't have very many slots available. But I have some more. I didn't even need to build those boxes because here's automation science, and now I've doubled my count of available inventory slots in those two boxes. Things move very fast in Pyanodon sometimes, even though it feels like it moves very slowly sometimes. Kind of a conundrum there. Anyway, I'll keep making some science while I go fix that fluid mining and give myself a little bit more capacity here. How do I want to do this? I'll just put some more on the other side. Okay. In a sec, that'll give me 2 more fluid mining drills running, and that connect? Yep. All right, now I've got some power going. Maybe I need another inserter. No, this will definitely run. Okay. Now I should be using this high-pressure furnace. Not at all. And you may think, oh, well, it's kind of silly to be worrying about power right now. I'm not worried about power. I can make more power. I'm worried about drowning in ash. As you can see right here, I've already got a huge stockpile of ash going. My inventory is overflowing with ash. There's probably a bunch of machines out there that are clogged up and not running because, hey, even more ash. Case in point, right here. So I'm going to grab some of the ash out of this. I'm also going to perhaps put down some iron boxes for my power system so that the problem of the mountain of ash is deferred for a short period of time. I will be taking care of this soon. Trust me, I'm not unaware that this is a big problem when you're not running. You out of water? Oh. Oh, we're just full on steam. Fantastic. Well, even being full on steam, I don't want to make more if I don't have to, because again, ash. So I've got automation, the assembly machines researched. I think next, it's tempting to go to ash, but I want to save that for a subsequent episode. I think I will go for glass next. Glass is another step in dealing with a byproduct that I'm making in a better way and then getting something useful out of it. In the meanwhile, let me make my mall somewhere. I think right here is going to be good. Do I want to preserve the spaceship? Yeah, I'll preserve the spaceship for now. It's a sign of just one of my many failures, and this one I can at least claim is not my complete fault. So, the mall. Gonna need a bunch of things that I'm gonna be handcrafting here, but just you wait and it'll be done soon. What is important in a Pyanodons mall? Because I'm certainly not going to try and build every building that is available, even at this point, and there's going to be a ton more buildings soon. What is really important is, first, one of the things that I harp on constantly, small parts. Small parts, like I said, is the foundation for virtually everything that you build. Belts, inserters, most buildings, you know, like just everything. And if you have a stockpile of small parts, you have most of the crafting time already eliminated. And that's great. Now, a few other things that I really want to make. I want to make pipes and underground pipes because I'm going to be using quite a bit of those. I want to make belts and inserters and undergrounds, which is, you know, super obvious. I don't need to tell you why those are useful. And then there's one thing that might surprise you in here, and that's because I'm making steam engines. Now you say, well, you know, I've only had to make 6 steam engines, and that was pretty quick to make. And yeah, in the future I'll probably have hundreds of steam engines, but even then, that's not a big deal. Well, if you look at steam engines, I'll click this, yes. If you look at steam engines, this is what they're used in. Look how many buildings use steam engines as one of their components now. A bunch of these I can't make, of course, but even now, I'm going to want to keep like 10 steam engines in my inventory, be able to speed up a little bit of crafting and also save some inventory space, because the steam engines are more compressed than their component parts. Okay, so that's the mall that I intend to make. Hopefully I have the resources to feed it. If I ran rate calculator over this right now, it would say, no, you will never have the resources to feed this mall. Well, there's a good reason that's still okay. And that's because this mall is going to be inserter limited. Even with these 3 inserters from the assembly machines running and 2 inserters out, and all basically I've covered this thing in inserters. This can't make small parts fast enough. Or sorry, I can't insert items fast enough to make small parts as quickly as the machine could do it, which is why, you know, like, handcrafting them isn't as painful as it seems like it might be, because your inventory can run as fast as you need it to. Also, I think these assembly machines are... Oh, they're crafting speed 1. Unlike base Factorio, the gray factory machines are still craft as fast as a player. Okay. So this mall is almost put together. I folded over like this primarily because I want to be able to see it all on screen when I'm zoomed in like this, and of course the aspect ratio is such that my screen is, this keeps everything in view. And while I do that, I'm going to need to get some coal in here. The coal on the right side. Yeah, the coal is actually on the right side, so I'm going to be real jank and take this coal out. I'm going to want to do that little trick that will prevent copper plates from running past this line, so okay, yeah, so it'll jam if a copper plate gets on here. But with that said, I'm gonna have to put the copper somewhere else. Oh, Nope. White list copper plates. And actually, I'm gonna put it on the other side here. And why would I do that when I can do it closer to my system? Because, yes, I would like to continue to conserve belts whenever possible. I think this, for the moment, I'm going to keep this just as going into boxes. Sure, I've absolutely been slammed with ash, and that's why this is not running. Okay. This is where copper comes in. And in a second, we'll see if this is working. I think I've got, nope. Haven't quite finished building it. There. Okay. So as you see, once I push some iron into this system, it's going to make me small parts. It's going to make me the belts and the pipes, and also air core inductors. I'm going to need quite a few of those. And this this one wire assembler will make plenty of that. So yeah, let's go. This was too far. Okay, and I'm okay with letting the ash through on this line. The ash is going to need to be collected at the back for now. Okay, you make some more belts and get my iron down here. How do I want to do this? Do I want to... Yeah, let's pull the bricks down as well. Does this line up? Does this actually line up? Oh my god, it lines up. Why does that please me so much that that lined up? It shouldn't please me that much that that lined up, but it did. So yeah, I'm chuffed about that. Do I want to get... Maybe I do want to push a little bit more copper onto this belt. Like, there's a good chance that I'm not going to need that much copper because copper is in much lower demand than iron plate. But to just kick it off, I might as well. Yeah, let's go for it. Okay. Is everything running as expected? The side is. I have my small parts being made. I'm not making enough iron to get through the system, and I kind of am not surprised about that. I'm going to have to make a little bit more shortly, but yeah, this looks pretty good. Oh, and actually I'm still grabbing some off here, and I will want to have a buffer of both copper and iron plate and bricks, but I'm going to want to be deliberate about that. Let's use iron plate over here, and the rest of these I'll want to use for stone bricks because I don't have anything else that I'm going to do besides put them into a buffer at the moment. Okay. So with that done, I think my mall is officially running. That's crazy. I guess, you know, like, I was working from a blueprint that I'd built before and had vaguely tested, but still nice to see that coming together pretty fast. This system is just clogged up because it was clogged up for a while. So yeah, I just need to get my glass research going. I'll probably empty out a few my inventory a little bit, clean that up. And everything's going. One thing to note with all of these systems, you have to be very deliberate about using your filters. So, you know, you need to push your ash out of your machines specifically here. You don't want to, you need to push the products out because otherwise it will take fuel from the machine. So you could cross-feed fuel if you really wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. Yeah. See, we have some ash coming down on this line, and that's not the end of the world, but I'm going to want to at least put it in a box for a little bit. And then I'm also going to want to do something to prevent stone bricks from continuing down the line if I don't want to. So we're going to wire all of these up. So we're going to hold there if hold here if stone bricks are, sorry, we're going to allow this to pass if stone bricks are okay. And actually, let's use a wire for that. Don't want to necessarily read here. Okay, we'll just do the same system here, except we want to use this for ash. And then we'll put ash collection all the way down here. Okay. Now I've probably clogged my system, so we'll just grab the ash that has already passed through, and now it should all be working. I'll also go ahead and force feed this with some of the iron that's in my inventory just to get everything going along smoothly. Eventually, I should make enough iron that it passes through the system and keeps everything fed, but for now, I do not. Okay, that's good to go. With some small parts being made, it's easier for me to make handcraft automation signs, and therefore I should be able to get glass pretty soon. I'll use this bit of time to do some cleanup and to check how everything is running over here. I would love to destroy the system right now. My major concerns are ash, the various places that I've set up boxes that are going to bottleneck the system and choke it off eventually, and just getting through these last few technologies. Eventually I would like some more inventory space, but that's not on the horizon anytime soon. Is this still backlog? Yes, this is still just backlog. Because I think this system, say for instance, that, yeah, this doesn't produce nearly half a belt of stuff, but it was backlogged for quite a while, so it's important to note when your system is broken because of buffering or backlog versus kind of like running off to say, well, I gotta fix this right away. That said, I can probably steal some resources out of here and make my situation a little bit better. Yeah, now I got tons of iron plates. What I'd want to do with all these iron plates. I'd love to create some belts. Because, you know, I'm just going to help out my my various producers and continue to handcraft anyway, even though I talked about how I would love to not do it anymore. As soon as you don't have to do something anymore, it all of a sudden feels like, oh, well, maybe I do want to do that thing that I didn't want to do before. I guess I'll steal some stone and turn that into stone furnaces. I will need a whole bunch of those, and that's one of the things that I haven't put in my mall, but I'm okay with that at the moment. Yeah, maybe I will make another lab to make this process faster when I've forgotten to feed the labs for a bit. But guess what? We've got Glassworks. So what does Glassworks need? No, so let me go get some small parts that I've dutifully had made for me, and then let me see what I need to do to get some Glassworks going. Oh yes, I can make quite a few of these. Actually, grab some air core inductors because that'll save me time too. And then I will also need a crystal mine. Or a few crystal mines, actually. Yeah, let's just make a few crystal mines. These boxes already full? Yeah, they are. I don't think I've discovered quartz anywhere, have I? I have a mod here that automatically labels the resource patches because there's so many different kinds, and many of them are a very similar color, and I'm going blind in my old age. So yes, I do not have quartz. So, field trip. I need to find some quartz. You are going to have to just watch a time lapse because I'm not going to force you to watch that. I'm going to run off and grab some quartz, and also if I can spot some, I might try and grab some fish. Fish would be nice. There's no fish in that pond, unfortunately. So yeah, see you guys in a little bit. Okay, so I've found quartz and a tiny bit of fish. And I've done some incidental tree chopping because I would really like some trees. This might not be the closest quartz, and I'm going to regret it if it turns out that there was a quartz patch that was much, much closer. But I'm also okay with, for now, accepting that it is my fate to drag a massive belt of quartz across many, many miles and sort that out. So I've got a few crystal mines here, probably more than I need, at least for this early stage. Crystal mines, unlike all the other mining that we've done so far, crystal mines are the easiest thing in the world to put down and get going. So because they don't need any resources, you just hook belts up to them and voila. Of course, I'm also going to have to hook power, so I'm going to need to make a whole bunch of power poles, and I probably will not have enough of any of these resources because, let's see, I'm fairly far away. At least it feels far away. Oh yeah, let's see. Will I be able to string power through here? Yep. Let's pretend that I'm going to be nice and neat about this, as I am going to try to be. You know what? Let's go back into accelerated time. If you've played Factorio ever, you know what the process of dragging a belt over a lot of terrain is like, and you don't need to see this again. Back soon. Okay, so if I've done this right, and hopefully I have, I will have some quartz arriving in the not too distant future. While I wait for that, I might go clean out a little bit more of the ash cruft that I've clearly stockpiled here, as this process was done. This box is full. And yeah, I've probably got a few more places where this is an issue. However, that said, I'm going to want to build my glass processing somewhere out here. I think this steel build will continue to go up, so I can just use this area. Glass processing is pretty simple. You get some quartz, you turn it into molten glass, and then you turn that molten glass into other products. The only tricky bit about it is that you need a liquid fuel to be able to make do I have some pipes? No, be able to do this process. But that's also the good thing here, because what I really want to do is I want to send my tar out that way and stop using this carbolic oil recipe. It uses up a whole lot of steam and some raw coal, and I want to spend neither of them, mostly because that's more ash in my system, and because it produces so very, very, very little stone. So yeah, with this done, I will want to grab my car and take it out to the left somewhere. Probably want to replace this system as well sometime soon, but not yet. These glass machines are nice because they're feed-through, so I can just pour some tar into them. And eventually, yeah. I'm gonna be so miffed if it turns out that that I screwed up the power poles or something way back there, but it will be no problem. I will just go back into compressed time and fix it. Let's see, I need 1.2 quartz, so that's not very much. And then I'm gonna take this product and stick it in a box, just like I'm doing with so many other things. No quartz yet? Hopefully there'll be quartz soon. I might also end up sticking coal gas into a separate... Yeah, why don't we do that right now? I make more glassworks. One more. Make some copper. Go get that. And then glass is going to be how I avoid liquid fuels rather than that furnace or the carbolic oil recipe. Anybody who is a huge fan of carbolic oil and thinks it's the best thing ever, let me know in the comments. I will be using a whole lot of more of it in the future when I have a better way to make it. But for now, it sounds like I absolutely hate the stuff, and I kind of do. Oh, this reminds me, I need to set up a box to collect myself some copper ore. Sorry, copper plate. Yeah, there we go. All right, so second set of glass works, and that'll mean that even if I back up on this aluminum creation, I will not have to resort to using that high pressure furnace. Still no quartz. That is slightly worrying. Okay. In case I have an unbalance of the different fuels, connect these two systems together. Now that'll be just fine, and this should void quite a bit of liquid fuels. The tar and the coal gas are not very energetic. We'll show you how to figure that out in just a second. So if you go to this pie book up here and go to the fluid index, the fluid index will tell you that coal gas is only 200 kilojoules per liter. Yeah. Not sure if Factorio ever really calls them liters. I think internally it does, and tar is the same. Whereas something like acetylene, which we'll actually want to use as a liquid fuel, is 750 in hard mode. I think it's 1 megajoule in regular Pyanodons, and then let's say oak oven gas, also 750 and 1 megajoule in regular Pyanodons. This is the problem. Not way over where the crystal miners are. It's just right down here, right in front of my face. I have managed to goof up already. Okay, now I can check the power system and see if the crystal miners are running, and no, they are not. So I will have to go out and fix that. I'm gonna go back into compressed time and solve that issue after I collect a little bit of copper to make more power poles. I've done something. Oh, but I was proactive enough to lay down a very, very narrow path of stone bricks. And what's lovely about that is that it increases your walking speed 150%. 50% walking speed on its own is great, but I think these desert tiles are actually slower than 100% walking speed. Don't quote me on that fact, but that's my recollection. So let's... this is getting power. Yeah, let me run out to the crystal miners and sort that out. Also, let me start another science, because next time I will want to work on ash separation. Okay, I found the issue was a disconnected power pole somewhere in the middle as well. I also ran around and grabbed a few more logs because, yeah, I want to keep my steel production running. Eventually we're going to get automated log production, but not quite yet. As you can see, as I'll show you in a sec, yeah, these machines are stopped because I'm backed up on tar, but now that I'm making glass, that should be no longer a problem. This is running. Should be getting, consuming quite a bit of tar. And yeah, these machines are running again. So I feel good about disassembling this carbolic oil. manufacture. There is something I could do with the rich clay that I've stockpiled here, but I'll use it up later. In the meanwhile, I think I'm going to call that an episode. Next time, I very much look forward to doing ash separation and showing you how not to make so much ash. So until then, see you next time.